Welcome to highlight show number 1. We're going to start out with the Colts versus the Texans. As you can see, the amazing 35-21 over Bradley in the game that ended around the second quarter because of a disconnection. You see, there's a return kickoff for 101 yards with Jacoby Jones, I believe it is. The 70-yard pass for Matt Schaub to Andre Johnson. Let's see who scored in the first quarter, second quarter. You go check out the player stats. Peyton Manning, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. Peyton Manning also had 17 yards rushing. Joseph Dye had 82. Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark had 89 yards. He pretty much spread the ball out to the whole team. Let's check out the defensive stats. Sacks, he had no sacks. 2 tackles with Gary Brackett. No interceptions. A forced fumble from Justin Tryon. Let's check out for the Texans. 4 tackles by Brian Cushion. 0 sacks. 1 interception by Quinn Jr. and 2 forced fumbles by Mario Williams. Matt Shaw, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. Arian Foster, 86 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 5 attempts. Andre Johnson, 82 yards, a touchdown, 72 long. A block in the pancake block. Let's go. Already did this. So we're going to go to the next game. Next game is the Patriots versus the Bengals. Our man JJ versus Steven the Beast. You see here, JJ put up 21 points in the fourth quarter to come back down from a 2-score lead that Steven had on him. He looks like he had time of possession. You see, he started the game off a field goal. Steven got a fumble recovery there. And then you see the 3 touchdowns in a row by our man, JJ, to get the victory. This is a pretty good game from the looks of it. It's too bad that we can't watch these games because some of them look like it would be real good to watch. Cedric Benson had a touchdown there, it looks like. See, Carson Palmer, 262 yards, a touchdown, interception, 27 attempts. Cedric Benson, 29 yards, a touchdown on 5 attempts. Tara Owens, 64 yards, no touchdowns. Then we go check defense. 4 tackles by Reggie Nelson, a sack by Robert Gadlers, and forced fumble by Robert Gadlers. Patrons, Patrick Chung. Then interceptions, Gerard Page, and then I think it's Gerard Page. Tom Brady, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. Efficient day by JJ with Bray. And Woodhead leading the team in rushing, 40 yards, a touchdown. And 131 yards by Woodhead. No touchdowns though. Brandon Tate has the 2 touchdowns. Let's go to our next game. Oh, it's my game. It ended around, I'd say, the third quarter after a disconnection. But at the time, I had just went ahead by 2 scores. As you can see here, it was a pretty even game throughout. I started out with a touchdown. He threw a couple long passes to Steve Smith for 3 scores, but I threw 1 long pass to Hakeem Nicks for the 2-score lead, and that was the game. You see here, 242 yards. Jimmy Clausen, 3 touchdowns. DeAndre Williams, 8 yards and 6 attempts. Then you see this 176 yards, 3 touchdowns by Steve Smith. We're going to check out defense now. I almost skipped over them. And there's 3 tackles by Everett Brown. No interceptions, no fumbles. Let's check out the Giants defense. See here, 2 tackles by Antron Roll. A sack by Jonathan Goff. No interceptions, no fumbles. It was a no turnover game. 203 yards with Eli, 2 touchdowns. 9 attempts, 4 completions. Rushing, 39 yards, 2 touchdowns. From Ahmad Bradshaw. Receiving, 2 receptions, 112 yards of Hakeem Nicks, and looks like 2 receptions, 96 yards with good old Steve Smith, Giants version. We'll go to the next score, which is the Titans Mockling versus Iron Man. You see here, Iron Man came up with the victory after a close, it looks like a rather close game until the fourth quarter, where he put up one more score to pull away and win the game. You see, 59-yard field goal by Janikowski. That's a pretty long field goal right there. And then you see a 45-yard pass from Justin Gage for Vince Young. Vince Young's not even in Tennessee anymore, but he's still on the game. 164 yards, a touchdown by Jason Campbell. You see here 70 yards, 1 touchdown, Darren McFadden. And you see here, 51 yards, Chaz Schillings, and Lewis Murphy had 53. Defense, 3 tackles by Rolando McClain and Asamoah and Tyvon Branch and Trevor Scott. No fumbles or interceptions. And 3 tackles by Antoine Werner, 2 sacks, 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles. 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Vince Young only had 3 incomplete passes. 52 yards with Chris Johnson, no touchdowns. Here, Chris Johnson also had 127 yards, touchdown. Kicking, punting, you see kick return. I don't know why I stopped on the kick return, but let's go to the next game. Let's see. We're at Dolphins and the Bills. This is another great game we had. 1-point victory by USS Defiant over Sophie's crew. Both of them in the last franchise were very competitive. I think this may be the first time that they played against each other. It's a real close game. As you see here, got fumble. Returned interception, 37 yards, and he won the game with a touchdown with 29 seconds to go. That's as close as you can get. Here, Josh Johnson looks like he ran the Wildcat. Ronnie Brown had some passes. Yeah, it looks like a Wildcat. USS Defiant is known to run the Wildcat as his offense quite often. He spread the ball out a lot. I think he threw it to everybody on this team. And defense, the Randy Starks, there you see him. Then the Carlos Dansby, he had 2 interceptions. Vontae Davis, brother of Vernon Davis. Then Dwayne, he got sacked. And 2 interceptions, fumble recovery, you see there. A sack. And the Dolphins, we go over here we go down here. Next game, another close game. Olnich and Cronker. Cronker came out with a 3-point win in the fourth quarter. Looks like he kicked the field goal for the win right there. You see they both put up massive yardage, both had turnovers. But a really close game until the end. They both put up a good amount of points, but Cronker got the last game-winning field goal with 36 seconds left in the game. It was a tied game at that time, but it looks like he was able to drive it down the field and kick the field goal for the win. You see Michael Vick. Vick had 15 rushing yards, 5 attempts. Then he threw it to Jeremy Maclin and Jason Avant, not so much Deshaun Jackson. See here, the long was 82. We go to the defense. We're going to the defense now. 3 tackles by Santi Samuel, no sacks, 3 interceptions. He's picking off Rodgers, it looks like. Tackles, you see here, there's their stats. The passing Aaron Rodgers, 370 yards, 3 interceptions though. Go to the rushing. Greg Jennings had 6 yards, Ryan Grant 23. You see here, Greg Jennings got massive load of yards right there with Jordy Nelson. Also, we're going to the next game now. See what that game is. Ravens and the Jets. Another close game. This is a rematch of the NFC Championship game for JJ Center 1. Manatee won the Super Bowl of JJ Center 1. And this is their first game playing each other since they played in the NFC Championship game. See here, it was a real good game throughout, but Stevie Wonder was able to get 2 field goals in the fourth quarter to pull away and put Matty T out of reach, and he was able to come away with the victory. So, after getting that victory against Matty T, I believe their records against each other is 1-1. They may see each other in the playoffs as well, because they both made it last time, and they're pretty good players. See here, they both had solid defense. The 2 interceptions killed them, it looks like. You got 30 yards with LT. Good old LT. You see here, 32 yards with Santonio Holmes. Spread out the ball so the yardage is spread out. 5 tackles, Eric Smith. Interception, forced fumble. And I believe that's it for this week. Yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to get your games played. And remember, next week, show 2 will be on. See you then, guys. See you then.